Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back again for another video. And I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in about a week. I know I've been making some content out there. I have a podcast ready that should be up shortly this week. I recorded it on Sunday night, so it should be out shortly. I'm just still learning this YouTube stuff when it comes to editing and all that. But other than that, let's get into the video. Let's talk about the Denver Nuggets. They officially won the NBA Finals. They're NBA champions for the first time in their history. After 47 seasons of waiting, Denver fans, you finally got what you deserved. And quite frankly, they've had an amazing season. They've showed true heart. The whole team has just been incredible for them. They play so good together. Nikola Jokic, he's amazing. He's a star. I think after this series, he's proven that he's the true MVP. He's up there as one of the best players in the NBA right now. Like with the likes of Stephen Curry, Luka Doncic, Giannis, Kevin Durant, all those ballers. Even LeBron, I think he's unstoppable. Nobody can guard him. He's just so dominant everywhere on the court, whether it comes to passing the ball or even in just dominating in the low post or just spotting up from the top of the key or even just for a mid-range. He is just unstoppable, and he showed that the series. Jamal Murray, he's had an amazing series as well. What a comeback story from him. He showed a lot of adversity these last couple of seasons, especially after that ACL tear. It was hard for him, like he was scared about getting traded. There's been clips out there surfacing that he was worried about getting traded when he got that injury. And look at him now, he was one of their most important players on that team. He played amazing for them throughout the playoffs, and he was just a vital piece for them to winning this championship. And he showed how amazing and how talented he is. So I'm very happy for him. And even Aaron Gordon, I'm a Magic fan, so I've always been rooting for AG. To me, he got robbed 2 years in a row. Not 2 years in a row, but he got robbed for 2 dunk contests. So it's finally see him getting some glory and some silverware in his career, and I'm happy for him as well. And he just had a great season. He was very good for them defensively throughout the playoffs. He was always guarding the best player on the court, whether it be LeBron, whether it be KD, or even Jimmy Butler. He was always on the best player and just put so much effort on the court, and he just provided for them when they needed him most. He was bullying people in the low post. He would spot up for a couple of shots. He was also another big piece for this team, and I'm very happy for him. I'm glad he won an NBA championship. Also, Michael Porter Jr., there's just so many guys to talk about on this Denver team. I can't explain enough. They have been really good for them. They're just a team of winners, and Michael Porter Jr., he didn't have the best series against the Heat, but he's always just been very good for them. Whether they need him to spot up from the 3, to be a catch and shoot, or even just defensively, he just brings size and he just brings depth all around the court and just helps Jokic even more of getting the ball off his hands. So what a team they are, and I can't say enough about Christian Brown, Bruce Brown, and even KCP. Those guys just really played a huge part for them these playoffs too, and they're one of the most underrated first seeds I've ever seen. Nobody talked about them the whole playoffs. Nobody was talking about Denver winning the championship. Not one team. It was always the Lakers. It was always the Suns. It was the Celtics, the Bucks, and even the Heat. Not the Heat, but even I'm trying to think. Wow, my head had a brain fart, but you get the point. Nobody was talking about the Nuggets, and the fact that they came here and proved that they were the best team in the league, it's just amazing to see. And congratulations to the city of Denver, well deserved, and I'm glad to see y'all win a championship. But I also have to give credit to this team, Miami. They pulled an amazing fight to be an eighth seed and climb all the way to the NBA Finals is in itself an accomplishment because they played their heart out this whole playoffs. Whether it was against the Bucks and when they beat them in five, Jimmy Butler had a really terrific series against them, or even against the Knicks where they just dominated and just outplayed the Knicks tactically, physically. They were just ready for the moment. And even against the Celtics, which was a hard-fought series, in the beginning they were flying, shooting amazing from three. Caleb Martin was just taking off. Max Strus was hitting shots. Gabe Vincent was really good for them as well. And they just really showed just hunger and were hustling to win games. And they were just really proving that the Heat culture is a real thing. And I can't give them props enough, And even in the NBA Finals, they had games where, like Game 2, where they came out and won it. Duncan Robinson showed up and was a big part for that game. And their team in general, they do have good players. They just don't have enough star power. So I can say maybe this offseason they could maybe go for another superstar, maybe for Damian Lillard or all-star caliber player like that to help with Jimmy and everything. But we'll wait and see. Let's get into the game. Let's talk about that. I think in the game, it looked like in the beginning the Heat were going to run away with it. They were just better defensively compared to the Nuggets. They were really trapping them, and they were really just trapping them, getting a lot of steals, getting a lot of stops, and just hustling for buckets as they usually do. Caleb Martin had a decent game. He was really doing good for them in the first half. Duncan Robinson showed some flashes. But one guy that struggled throughout the game was Jimmy Butler. He couldn't make many shots. And when they needed him most, he was really struggling in the first half. And, Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, and Duncan Robinson, even Bam, they kept them afloat. But when it got to the second half, the Nuggets just really started turning it on. The Nuggets did have a hard time, though. Most of their team had a hard time, but Jokic just carried them through it. He's just so effortless on the court. No matter what, he's always just going to go. He's just a go-getter. He's always going to go there, and he's just going to go get you buckets. He's going to get you assists, and he's just going to play his heart out. And that's what he did just the entire series. And in the second half, he ran away with the game. And him stepping up made the whole rest of the team step up. And a lot of them were struggling, like Jamal Murray, like Michael Porter. Michael Porter actually had a good game, but Aaron Gordon struggled as well. KCP, he wasn't shooting good at all from the field. He missed 4 3-pointers in a row until he could finally knock a jump shot. So luckily for them, they came back and they won it, and they showed what true champions do, and that's winning the title. So, like I said, I'm happy for the Nuggets fans too. So we'll see. Will they be able to retain the title next season? Who will win it next season? Only time will tell, but I call the Nuggets in 5. Anyways, everybody, catch you later. Good game, boys. Catch you later. Deuces.